production executive.
I'm not getting the pedicure.
He's getting the pedicure.
Couples massage too.
Uh-oh.
Couples massage.
That's double or nothing.
It's gonna be awkward. I don't know about that. So anyway,
Where the hell were we?
So right now, because we're still starting
Why'd you have to bring my wife into this?
Because we need the
And we were
envelope.
doing so well.
We need the envelope. Hey everybody, welcome to Gamble Smart. We have another Gambler Audit we're working on. We've got Joe and Tazzy with us, and we're going to be asking them all about their gambling experience, how they do, what they play, what their budget is, and we welcome them. Thank you for being here, guys.
Oh, thank you guys for having us. Really,
Awesome.
really appreciate it.
The special thing about this one is these guys have a YouTube channel. So what's your YouTube channel?
Tazzy and Joe's Adventures.
There you
Oh,
go.
okay.
Make
How
sure you
long-
give them a follow.
Yeah, how long ago did you start it?
About a year ago.
Year
Yep.
ago. Awesome.
Yeah, we got
awesome.
360 subscribers somewhere in
Okay,
there.
Nice.
cool.
So, yeah.
Cool. Do you usually play up in this area? Like we're at Winstar right now, by the way.
Winstar.
Yeah. Mainly we play at Choctaw. We do come over here to Winstar. Obviously,
Okay.
it's a 45-minute drive from where we live to Winstar. It's about a 25-minute drive to Choctaw. So Choctaw is our home casino, but we do frequent Winstar quite a bit as well.
Okay.
It's close by.
Yep.
Do you like? Is there something about Choctaw that you like a little bit better than Winstar?
They give us better comps than
Okay,
Winstar
yeah,
does.
that's-
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
We've heard that from a lot of people.
Yeah.
Heard that. A lot of
Yeah,
people have
for
said
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Now,
Yeah.
we actually have been playing with Joe and Tazzy, so we've actually been able to see how they play, and they play great. I mean, absolutely great.
when we stay on our rule sets that we have,
Mm-hmm.
we do good.
We
and
do
then
good.
if we build up and we have profit that we can go and be stupid with, we'll go out and we'll try to up our game up a little bit. And I call that playing stupid a little bit. It's,
yeah.
it's money that wasn't ours to begin with. It was a little bit of extra. So we'll take it out there and see if
Yeah.
we can make something happen. If we do, we do. If we don't, we don't. That part of it is the loss,
Exactly.
and then that's it. We're gone. We're done.
Yeah. No, that's great.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
tell us a little bit about like what your budget is, what games you usually play, all that kind of stuff.
Our budget is usually 100 to 200 a piece because we do frequent quite a bit. So we're usually once a week,
I gotcha.
or if we can, we'll go twice a week. But it's basically once a week, and we usually do 100 to 200 a piece on our bankrolls. VGTs are our go-to games. We love
Okay.
the VGTs.
So these are the bingo
yeah,
style
the,
games.
the,
Okay.
the Class 2 games.
Okay.
There's a handful of Class 3s that we will play, but we mainly stay on VGTs.
Okay. Okay. Do you which type do you like? Do you like the reels or you like the video ones? Like
I like the
Neptune's
reels.
Gold?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you?
The reels.
The reels.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're in good company.
Yeah, really good going. Reels are better. The
To me,
mechanical is
there's
better.
too much going on with the computer
Yeah,
games.
I
I
get
call them computer games, because basically that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's a TV screen. If I'm going to play that, I might as well stay home and watch TV at home.
Yeah. Very true.
I think
That's
so.
a good point.
The only time I've really won on the computer games is usually the ones that I don't understand and I've accidentally hit something and it's
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
what was that?
Yeah.
It's a nice surprise when that happens.
It
though,
is
too.
a nice
It's like,
surprise
oh,
when
look.
it happens.
We actually had that today playing Cashnado because we had no idea about the game, and we were very surprised in it.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's exciting,
It is. It is exciting.
So we sat down at Cashnado for the first time, which was quite the experience. And actually, we were
It was
just
an experience.
We were just there to test a theory, and the theory is that it doesn't matter. If you've ever played Cashnado, you see whenever it comes up, people are just going crazy on the screen. And honestly, we knew because we read the rules of the game that it's already predetermined. Before the bonus even starts, it's already decided how much you're going to win. So all that is just an illusion. But we thought, what happens if you don't touch anything? Is it just going to give you the prize
Interesting.
and whatever?
Yeah.
We thought it might be kind of fun just to not touch any of the bills when everybody's watching us.
Yeah.
We don't want to
what are you-
spoil it.
What are you doing? Yeah, we want to spoil
But
it, but we
We
learned
got another
something
video you
from
can
it.
watch
Yeah.
for that one.
That's right. So Cashnado is interesting. It's
Yeah.
still not a game that we would play, but
Probably
we wanted
not.
to play it for you guys. So
Not a game I'd play again.
yeah,
Yeah. We have yet to play that game. It does not appeal to my eyes, and
yeah.
yeah.
It's one of those that can easily suck you in.
Oh,
yeah.
The whole almost getting the bonus rounds, and it did have a lot of frequent features, but they were paying
Yeah.
less
so
than
great.
10 times your bet
Yeah.
over and over again. It's like I guess if you're looking for that kind of excitement where you're getting bonus rounds very frequently and things like that, that's cool. But watch your bankroll on those games because it'll slowly drain it. It's one of those that just slowly drains it. And you go, I mean, honestly, when we were playing that game, we lost track of how much money we had in there. I don't know. I did.
Oh yeah.
Because I was trying to watch and not go under 100. And next thing I know, I was at 60 something. I was like, wait a minute.
what
I didn't
happened?
realize I went under this.
That's how that happens.
Yeah.
You're not keeping track, but you guys, obviously, I've seen you guys are keeping very good track of your money.
Yeah, we do. We have a strict rule where, depending on how, we'll try to make a decision of what we're going to play, what denom that we'll start at. Normally, we always start at quarters, whether it be a quarter 5 line or a quarter 3 credit, 75 cent max bet on those. We'll start there, try to build up a little bit. As y'all saw today, we have that strict rule where if I put a $20 bill or a $40 into a machine, if I double that up, I will not go below that double up. Now, if it goes a little bit above that, I'll try to achieve the next double up and hit that stair step. But once it comes back down to that, whatever that double up was, that's it, cash out.
Yeah.
Put that back in your pocket and start back with that original money and
good.
keep building.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was impressive to watch them play because it was just
it was refreshing.
Yep.
It was refreshing because I kept hearing, even when I wasn't watching them, I heard, well, there's a double up, cash out.
Yep.
I love
It's
hearing
like
that.
God.
It's
Yeah.
awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
that is.
If it's not nowhere
the way to
near,
do it.
if it's not close to that the next double up, if it stays where it was, that's it. That I won't try to chase that next double up because
good.
it takes too long to get there, and you're going to eventually cheat yourself and start using that double up to try to get to it. Don't do that. You'll lose your money in a heartbeat. Trust me, I've done it.
I think
we
we've
all
all done
have.
it. Yeah, we all have. I mean,
Yeah.
But that's
And
how
then-
you learn. I mean, you
Yeah,
learn.
yeah, you do.
Hopefully by watching us, but also listening to these guys because they know what they're doing. And I think too many of us really lose our mind whenever we enter a casino.
let's go.
I know,
Yeah.
it's like, let's go. We're here. I got my full budget, and they've got hundreds in their wallet. They don't have any kind of idea how much they have or where they're at or anything like that.
You've got to
And
have
it's-
some self-control.
Yeah, you
In
do.
order to have
You do.
fun, you've got to have self-control. Because if you don't, you walk in there and you go be the go-getter, you're going to lose that money in a heartbeat. Then you're going to sit there twiddling your thumbs thinking, what did I do?
Or
And now I'm
worse,
stuck-
going to the
Yeah.
ATM.
Yeah,
you know?
go-
ATM.
do not do that.
Yeah.
Don't do
Do
that.
not take these guys' advice. Do not take your credit cards, nothing.
Yeah.
Leave that stuff at home in a safe where you cannot get to it.
Too tempting.
It is.
It's just too tempting.
Way
It
too
is.
tempting.
I don't care how good you are.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like, even this week, when we were coming up here, I was like, my budget's $300. I'm like, can I make that last throughout the whole day?
Yeah.
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
And
Play smart.
If I didn't think that, then I might be weak and I might bring my credit card or something and then start taking money out of that. But you're right. Like, it's very important to decide that before you even walk in
it
there
is.
It is.
and have that self-control to
Well,
walk away.
as the Easter egg, as y'all have heard, we've already done some playing together before doing this. To let y'all know, we came up here with just $100.
awesome.
We have tripled that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what about if we took you out of your comfort zone? No Choctaw, no Winstar. What about if you were in Vegas?
How would
So
you?
what would be different with it?
That would be a test because it's been years, and I mean years, since I've been to Vegas. I used to rodeo, and I was out there for a rodeo.
Oh, yeah.
I did a little bit of gambling, but I don't remember it because, as you said, don't put alcohol in the mix. So I knew I had money one night. When I woke up the next morning, I was in the negative, and I don't know how it happened.
You sure it was gambling?
Yeah, right, exactly. So that would be a test of our rules and our strictness that we have to go to a place like that to see if we can control it. Because we frequent here enough, we have the confidence in ourselves knowing that we can stay to our rules and stay strict to what we have set minded. Going to an unknown place like that would be a test of stability.
It's also out of your comfort zone because here, and I really want to kind of dive deeper into this, here, it's very easy for you to say, you know what, it was a bad night, let's get in the car and go home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where if you're in Vegas, you don't go to Vegas for 2 hours. Nobody goes to Vegas
No.
for 2 hours.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I think your discipline level has to be on a totally different game.
It would.
You know, and I think that would be a challenge. And I mean, for you guys, you'd probably have to save up, you know, not come here for a month or two to save up enough money.
Yep.
It's fine.
That'll get edited out.
Yeah. Or will it?
Blooper reel.
Yeah.
So the other thing was, now you're used to playing the Class 2 machines, and they do have a lot of comfort in their predictability. With the bingo card up there,
Yes.
you can just see that, and you can have an idea right away of what you're going to be looking at. Like, I see the card. I can predict a few different options that are come out. But then you go strictly to Class 3,
Yes.
you lose all that.
Yeah, you do.
And that's all gone.
Yeah. Choctaw now has some very beautiful double top dollar machines that they had just recently got in that are at a lower denomination. They start at a quarter.
Nice.
And so I love playing those. So like you're saying, the unpredictability of not knowing what's going to happen on those machines is a whole nother mindset of how you play that game. You know, I've taken your advice and say, okay, where am I going to go with my money, and where am I going to, you know, not go?
Give up, yeah.
You know,
yeah.
where's my cutoff point? And so having to try to determine that and get to a certain level and stop and reevaluate, where do I want to go from here? Where's my next cutoff?
Yeah.
Where's my next, you know, achievement? So it you know, that changes the game a little bit in my mind, being, you know, strictly Class 2 almost on our gaming. So
Do you find it a struggle to reevaluate when you have money in the machine and you're playing?
no, not really, because I can
Okay.
sit there and take a moment, you know, and
So you can,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, you know, just
I know where I'm going.
Yeah, I know where I'm
Yeah,
going,
yeah.
and if I happen to lose focus, I'll push away from the machine a little bit so that I'm not in reach of it.
Yeah.
And that will get me to look around and see my surroundings and take my eye off of that machine and not
Yeah.
get into a tunnel vision.
Yeah,
That's
that's
good.
with
yeah,
playing.
That's
that's
good. That's
Yeah.
really good advice right there.
Yeah, tunnel
Yeah,
vision.
That
if
just
you find yourself
get
where
away.
you're in a tunnel vision with your machine, take that and say, whoa, wait a minute, stop. Put that stop sign in front of you and back away from it, because you're going to lose focus. You're going to mess up big time.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's really good advice. I like that.
Yeah, I think it's a good
I
idea.
might try that. I'm
Yeah.
just like, push away. I'm not
Push
feeling
away
it.
and trip
Yep.
all the people behind you that are walking.
That's their problem. Watch out where you're going when you're around me, or Joe, because we're just going to push away.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll push
Yeah.
away. We'll push
And
away
we'll just
hard
take you
too.
out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely like that. That's a good one.
So what's your biggest win?
My biggest win, all the years that we've been playing, I have never hit a hand pay. I've never
That's
had
all
a
right.
taxable
Yeah.
hand pay. But my biggest run up, I've had a $1,700 run up. My biggest non-taxable line hit, which was surprising to me, was at Choctaw. I was playing a Mr. Moneybag 5-reel 9-liner. It was a nickel machine. I was betting 54 nickels. Hit the button. It went into a red screen. The card wasn't very good at all. Wasn't thinking nothing of it. Turned my head. Was talking to her. I looked back at my machine and I had $1,500 on it.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm like, wow. So we bought a
That's
cruise
nice.
for it. So,
Yeah, good for
yeah,
you, yeah.
y'all check out our channel. I've got a couple little clips. I lost all of my video, but
so
I did a live session and mentioned
on
that-
the cruise?
Yeah, on the cruise,
Oh,
and I
cool.
had mentioned that we paid for that cruise
That's-
because of Choctaw.
because of Choctaw.
Guys, that is
Nice.
so amazing to hear.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
so many people
awesome.
just they get so caught up to being in the casino
Yeah.
that they don't evaluate what that money can do for them.
Oh, exactly.
So I'm really happy to hear that.
Which is kind of funny because this last interview that y'all did was talking about what could you buy with that money.
Right.
Last week we were on vacation. We frequented Choctaw last week. Did really well. We ended up converting over from Android to iPhones. And
There you go.
bought the
You
new
made a good
iPhone.
choice.
Yeah, bought the new
Debatable.
iPhone 15 Pros. So yeah, so that's what we did with our winnings last week. So.
And
That's great.
that's almost better. Is that a lot of people just go into it of, oh, I won this. Okay, now what?
Yeah.
Most people just
Yeah.
put it right back in,
Yeah.
rather than assigning a value to that money.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
this money is going to be used for this.
Yeah, spoil yourself with something that you wanted, not a
Yeah.
need. Don't fulfill a need that with that money, because then you're going to get caught up in thinking, okay, I can go to the casino and win the money that I need to go buy this. That's not going to happen.
No, definitely.
If you
Yeah,
happen
you're
to
right.
come into
Yep.
that money, think about something that you want that you could spoil yourself with, pamper
Yeah.
yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Go get a fancy haircut. Ladies, go get your nails done. You know?
Yeah.
Go get my nails done. Well, you should take care of yourself.
Yeah. So
I want to tell Jody to get you to go get a pedicure with her. You know?
I don't know if I want to sit this close to Dave.
Get your own nails done. Jody's off camera saying, please, please.
Yep.
I'm telling you. Okay, so quick little pause here in what we're actually recording. November is, male health awareness, and so it's why I grow my beard out every year for No Shave November. And part of taking care of yourself is taking care of the rest of your body. Especially men, we do not take care of our feet. We are horrible at taking care of our feet.
Yes.
Go get a pedicure. If it's just once every 3 months, just go get it. Get your feet taken care of, get them cleaned, get them scrubbed, get those nails cut down. All that stuff is important to the rest of your health of your body. So quick PSA for me there. And put Mark in the hot seat if we're going to get a pedicure.
And if you're anything like me and you have very, very sensitive toes and you can't have somebody else touching your toes, go get a massage or something. You know,
There
go
you
to
go.
a spa.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Mr. Moneybags 5 line for me. I think I'm good.
Mr. Moneybags 5 line as
I'll
well.
buy
I
myself
like-
a new pair of feet.
There you go.
Yeah.
I've bought
I need to take
me a
care
new
of.
pair
I'll
of
just buy a
boots.
new pair
Yep.
of feet. Yep, there you go.
Yep.
What about you? What is your biggest win?
Actually was here at Winstar.
Okay.
Had a hand pay. I'm the only one.
Oh,
out of both of
really?
us that had a
Nice.
hand pay.
Awesome.
Now, do you
It was,
hold that over his head a little bit?
15,
Oh, she does.
1,500.
Good.
Wow.
Good
Is
hit.
what I got
Was it on a
that.
VGT
It was
bingo?
on a VGT.
As
It
soon
was
as we
on-
walked in the door, we walked in, turned to the right just a little bit. She had this
Awesome.
count and cash machine that she loved to play. Goes over there, put some money into it, and was sitting there betting, not paying attention, and she hit it. Didn't even know she hit the hand pay.
I
Yeah.
went into a red screen, and then
Yeah.
next thing I know, boop, and I sit there and I looked over at him, and I'm like,
Like, what does this mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
I said, you just got a jackpot, baby. You got a hand pay.
That's
I said, get ready
awesome.
because you're going to pay some taxes.
I see a pattern here where all of your biggest wins are when you're not paying attention. So maybe you should
Yes.
just stop paying attention.
Stop
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I think the distractions are
Yeah.
working in your
All-
favor.
On our channel, all of the big wins are happening with her.
Yeah.
I cannot get a win when I'm recording myself.
No.
It is
y'all-
very common. That's
Yes.
a common thing.
It does.
It is
Y'all want to
absolutely.
see the real side of gambling? Watch our channel.
Yeah.
We don't look at ourselves 100% gamblers. We come up here and play the games
You're
for
casual.
what they are.
You're
Yeah.
casual.
Yeah,
Casual.
because we look at it as if you're adults going to an arcade. This is our
That's true.
arcade.
Yeah.
So we have a set amount of what we're going to play at each machine, and that's it.
Yeah.
We move on to a next game, do a different game, whether it be money bags, Jim and Jules, Hot Red Ruby, Count and Cash, whatever it may be. Have your line of games that you want to play, and make sure you play all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
And so if you get a reward out of it, you get a reward.
Yeah.
That's cashing in your tickets at an arcade.
Yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much.
And Tazzy, so Joe said he likes the 5-line quarters. What's your favorite? Oh, that's a tough one. Uh-oh.
It is
Put
for
you on
her.
the spot.
it is for me. There's 2 VGT games. I like Crazy Cherry. That's one.
I like
Oh,
Crazy
yeah.
Cherry too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Polar High Roller. He's really hard for me. though.
Yeah.
That's
We have like a love-hate relationship.
I have
like
a
me
similar
with
hate
everyone.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then
Smooth as Silk is, I think.
I don't think I played that one.
Yeah.
that one is hard to find, but they have them down there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a dollar
Have
version
them.
down there that I'll show
Yeah.
you down there later.
Oh, if you're going to twist
yeah.
my arm, I guess so.
and then I know Choctaw does have the Thunder Cash machines, which I do like those
Yeah.
and everything, but I like to play them here because they seem to do better here
Yeah.
than they do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do like to play the Ainsworth, but you have more variety here. Choctaw
Yeah.
does not have very many at all. There's only actual 2 Thunder Cash that are at the 25 denomination. The other one is the $1 and $5, which are in the high limit rooms.
Yeah.
There's some in the Sky Tower high limit, and one up in the grand high limit room on the grand side.
So a fun fact is that Winstar is actually the test location for Ainsworth.
Oh, nice.
So all of the new games that are coming out that they are not sure they're going to release globally, they come here first.
Very nice.
And so they
very
test.
nice.
They test. So you're going to always see new Ainsworth games here. There's going to be plenty. They have a great partnership here.
That's
And
great.
so
Amesworth are fun to play.
Yeah.
Thundercash, as you know, Thundercash is one of my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, away from the VGTs, that is my favorite game to play.
Yeah.
So
I have a love-hate with that one too.
yeah, I've tried the other games.
Yeah.
I've tried the Mustang Money and the Enforcer and
Yeah,
stuff.
I can't do
There's
those
something
either.
about Thundercash that that bonus that when you get it and knowing that
The locking,
the locking
lightning
symbols.
bolts. Yeah.
When you start seeing a full screen of those, something good's
Yeah,
coming
and
on.
a retrigger.
Yeah,
If you're
and the
lucky
retrigger.
to get that. Oh man.
Yeah, I've had
You know
I think
it's good.
2 retriggers out of playing Thundercash.
I think so.
Yeah,
It's hard to
So
get.
It is
But
hard,
man,
but man,
when that happens, you put the wallet back.
yes
in your
sir.
pocket.
Okay, no more needed.
No
for
more.
this.
No more needed for this.
Put it down in my boot.
Yeah, there
where I
you
can't
go.
get to it.
That's pretty good.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. So what challenges have you guys faced? I mean, everybody who's gambled before has faced some kind of challenge. Even you guys are very disciplined. You're doing a very good job. I think going to a place like Vegas would be a challenge for you guys.
Yeah, that would be.
But
It would be.
what kind of walk us through a scenario where maybe not so much now because I think you guys are doing well, but tell everybody kind of what kind of faults you made before you realized I got to do something different.
When
If you know what I'm trying to get
being
to.
as disciplined as we are and making a trip that is one that we want to last and have fun, and we come in and we start off on a bad beat. If we play 3 machines and we're not getting nothing, then we get frustrated. And that's
Sure.
where we can get into trouble, and we do get into trouble. I mean,
Sure.
yes, we are strict, but we have faults just like these guys do.
Oh,
We
yeah.
are human.
Yeah.
Them machines have got some sort of magnet inside of them that draw you. There's a magnet in our head and a magnet in those machines, and they
Yeah.
will get you hooked.
Yeah.
And we fall into that because
Yeah.
we get into that bad beat, and we're thinking, okay, can we chase the win?
Yeah.
And we start trying to chase the win.
Yeah.
And then we lose everything.
Yeah.
We didn't hit nothing. We go home mad. It's like, dadgummit. And then you
Yeah.
want to sit there and say, let's go give it another shot.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that you can get yourself in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Being this close to the casinos, it's like, hey, wait a minute. Guys, don't ever do this. Don't ever go. Y'all were just talking about it on this last interview, the pawn shops. Do not do that. That will hurt you in a heartbeat. I had a friend of mine that fell victim to that, and it did not turn out good for him. So please, guys, be conscious with what you're doing and how you're doing it. I mean, you could get
Good
yourself.
message.
Yeah.
You
Good
could
message.
get yourself in some serious trouble. So
Yeah.
So your strict rules, did those originate from someplace? Like, is it because, go ahead and tell that story. Like, where'd they come from? Like, what was the source of those?
one was because of him, and 2, it was after we getting into YouTube and starting to look at watch YouTube videos. There were a few channels that we became friends with. That's actually how we ended up starting our channel, was because I didn't want to be a video hog. Because those guys would call and say, "Hey, we're coming into town. You want to hang out?" And we would find ourselves in sessions with them on their
Nice.
channels. And I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want your viewers thinking we're banking off of you guys,
Yeah, right, right.
so, or taking
Right.
advantage of y'all's channel. I said,
Yeah.
I did not want that to happen whatsoever. I said, do y'all think we should, start our own channel so that people don't think that we're like that? And they said, you ought to do it just for the fun of it. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, I'll do that.
Might as
And
well
man,
do
I
it.
have a blast doing it. I mean,
Yeah, it's fun.
It is fun. We don't have a whole lot of videos. Like I said, we've only been
That's
doing
all
it for
right.
a year.
That's fine.
That's
We
all
got
right.
300 something subscribers. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
If we never start making money on it, I could care less.
Yeah.
I'm not in
Do
it
it
to
for the
make
fun.
money.
Do it
Do
Yeah, do it for the fun.
Yeah.
Don't focus on
So-
the money because it's not there.
So when we started
very
doing
hard.
that, I was like, you know what? We got to have something in place to where we can come in here and be able to do sessions and make a session last a little bit, and kind of show the real side of what it's like for low rollers to come
Bingo,
into
yeah.
the casino. Because too many people who watch YouTube get caught up on a lot of the big channels
Oh,
who
yes,
go in there for
yeah.
thousands of dollars. They're thinking, oh man, I could go do that. Let me take a couple of $100s and do what these guys. You cannot do it that
No,
way.
no.
You cannot do it
You
that
can't
way.
withstand it.
Very true.
No.
Yeah.
No, so we wanted, to
doesn't.
try to show what the average person, does, or even below average person, somebody who doesn't go quite often, who's going to be a low roller. You know, and
Put the realism into
Yeah,
it. Saying,
exactly.
Look, this is how real people can play.
that's it. And if you hit big and you've got the extra funds and you don't have nothing that you want to spoil yourself with, you know, take a couple of $100 of that and go play stupid. That's what I call it. Like I said, go play stupid.
And that's fine.
You know,
I mean,
yeah. If it's money that you
it's
can
your
catch on
winnings.
fire and burn,
Exactly.
I love it.
If you can catch the money on fire and you don't care,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the money
it.
to gamble with.
That's
Yeah.
it.
I mean, that's it. And if you have the stress about that money,
Yeah.
don't gamble with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
And
It's not going to solve your problems. It's only going to make them worse.
A good tip, guys, if you're staying at the place, like Mark says, take that money up there and lock it in your safe. If you're not staying in a room, go back to your car and lock it up in your car somewhere where that money is not in your pocket and not accessible for you to put back into those machines.
Yep.
Take what you know that you can be stupid with and be stupid with that and that alone.
Yeah.
Hide that other stuff where you can't get to it.
Yeah,
That's a
that
really good
barrier.
rule.
That barrier is so important.
It is.
Because I mean, you were just talking about, you know, let's say you took $100 down there and you had a bankroll of 300 or 400. You know, you do the smart thing. You leave the 300 in the room. You take $100 downstairs,
Yeah.
and you have a bad run, just like you said, bad beat. Just can't. I've tried 5 different slot machines. I can't seem to double up on any of them.
Yeah.
It's miserable.
Yeah.
You're in that state, which is a very, you know, I guess volatile state. Is another reason to use that word. And that is not the time for you to have access to anything.
It's not.
And so the time it takes for you to take the elevator, walk up to the room, get into the safe, or walk all the way out to your car, because most casinos you got to walk a ways to get to your car.
Yeah.
That may be enough time, and it should be enough time for you to reevaluate and say,
Wake up.
screw it, I'm just going to go to bed, or screw it, I'm going to go home
Yeah.
because I just had a bad beat. I'm just not feeling it tonight.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm depressed, I'm not feeling good, and if I go in there with the next 100, it may turn out to be the same thing, or I may start chasing those losses. You know, everybody who's gambled long enough has been through that situation.
Yes.
And so putting those barriers in place are so critical.
It is.
And that is the break built in too. You know,
It
it's
is.
taking that
Yeah.
break.
And if you don't, all that's going to do is multiply your emotions.
Yeah.
You go in there, you know, you take that bad beat and walk out to the car, or you know, you're up $100 and you're thinking, okay, I'm gonna walk out, I'm done, I'm gonna go home, and you get to thinking that the machines, like I said, have got that draw. They'll get your mind to thinking about it. What can I do? Maybe I can go back in there and take this $100 and turn it back around and get my, you know, chase my loss or whatever. And you're already in a bad mood. It's going to amplify it 2 times fold because you're going to go in there and lose that $100 in a heartbeat, and then you're going to be just, you know, even more ticked off.
Yeah, you're in the hole even more. Yeah.
And it just
Yeah.
gets worse and worse from there.
Yeah, you know, at the beginning of the video, guys, you know, we said we came in here with $100 and we tripled it up. The original $100 is secure. We're going home with that regardless.
Yeah.
So what happens with our profit right now? We're going to play it just like we just walked into the door. We're going to sit there and try to do our little double ups that we do and see if we can't do anything with it. If we lose it, we lose it. That's fine. We're going home with what we came up here with.
Until you're ready to
so
get
good.
stupid.
Yeah.
And then you
That's
get the
only if
stupid
we
glitch.
win.
The problem is
Yeah.
this guy makes it really easy to be stupid because he has been hitting like crazy tonight.
It has been great. So we've talked about this before, that we've done well at Winstar on our last several trips.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it's a great place to play. And I mean, I'm a complete convert on this because
Yeah,
I
you
was
used to hate it.
anti-Winstar. I still do not like the design of the casino. It is a poorly done design. If they want to hire me, and I'll gladly tell them how to fix it, but it's a poor design. It's a poor layout. They didn't have any thought to it. But the machines play great.
Yeah.
These bingo machines, which again, I was completely against, and so was Mark.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we're like, these don't play bad. These play kind of fun. You know, they play a lot like Double Diamond.
Right.
You kind of get used to them, and they offer a little bit more of kind of an interesting play, because not only you're playing to win, but you're also trying to predict what the bingo card reads out.
Yes.
To me, that's almost just as fun as
It is.
It's like, come on,
it adds a whole
It
other
does.
challenge to
So
it.
did something special happen today?
No, nothing special happened. If the IRS is watching, nothing special happened.
No, he had a pretty good run.
I had a pretty good run.
There was a bad card.
It was a bad card.
It was a bad
That
card.
turned out to be a good card.
It's funny how that happens.
It's one of those things that's completely unexpected.
It is.
Yeah.
And
It
the
is.
same thing occurs in Class 3. You never
just
know
don't
when.
see-
You just
you
don't
don't
see
see
it
it.
happening.
ahead
I
of
can
time.
see where the excitement coming from the Class 2 variants. Our excitement is in that bingo card.
Yeah.
When you learn how to pay attention to that bingo card and see the potential and the patterns that are coming up, with what numbers are in the call box versus what numbers are daubed in yellow on your bingo card.
Yep.
You can predict the patterns that are possible to hit. Now, are they going to hit? Who's to tell?
Yep.
But you have that excitement there. And I
Yep.
see it on Class 3 because on the reels with Class 3, you see the face, come up, and it may be a triple bar, and you're like, oh my gosh, what's fixing to come on this last
Yeah.
reel? And then nothing. It's like, and it is
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And,
Right.
it's like, oh wow, cool.
That's pretty good.
But also with the bingo is it's all over sometimes.
Yeah.
Like you
That's
you
the
press the
happening.
button and you see, like you say, the Swiss cheese.
Swiss
bingo,
cheese.
a bunch of holes in it. And
Like
it's like
six numbers that
you,
don't
you
even
know
touch
it's already
each other.
over.
Yeah.
So if you see the double and the 7 come up, you're not excited because
No.
you already know it's
Yeah.
going to be a bar or something.
Double. I'm like, I know that's not going to hit.
It's not going to hit. The patterns out there. Yeah.
Not even looking
Usually,
for
if
it.
that card is bad and your first number on that reel
Yeah.
is 7, it's not that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. We
Like,
pointed that out pretty
90%
early.
of the
Yeah.
time, it's
Stupid
not
7.
That or what is it? The Lucky Duck big payouts and the silver and golds. Those that have the little dollar symbols.
Yeah.
On
Oh
those.
yeah.
I have found that if there is nothing that hits on that first reel on those, you're not going to
You're
hit
not gonna hit
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, there has to be something to hit there. I am the world's worst on those. I will not play those. Those are my arch nemesis.
Yeah.
Along with Crazy Bill. Crazy Bill hates me for some reason.
The minor. or
I'll,
whatever.
I'll thump him on his nose and say, Crazy Bill, I'm going to give you a bloody nose.
Come
Man.
on.
Give me something.
Hit me something, Bill.
You have good cards all day long and
Yeah.
not get a hit, boy.
Yeah.
It can eat at you real quick.
One thing I did want to say before people take it and run with it, what we're talking about is not predictability before you spin.
Yeah.
So this is what happens after you already initiate the bet.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we don't want people to think that there's some kind of way to detect patterns or anything like that on bingo cards. No, there's not. Even if you're allowed to switch the card, which some do, you're not able to control the outcome.
No,
and it
no,
doesn't
you
matter
can't.
if it's early in the
No.
call out or late or whatever the case
There's nothing
is.
you can do.
It's
There's
the
nothing you can do.
probability of that pattern possibly having the chance
Yeah.
to hit. And
And I think what builds the excitement, and this is why we encourage you guys to learn what is actually going on. And I did a video last week. If you haven't watched it, it kind of details all of this. But the reason it's exciting is because I think the most excitement I have is when you press that spin button and you see an almost full
Oh,
card.
yeah, yes.
And you get a cherry or a mixed bar or something.
Yes.
The probability of you getting a red screen with multiple spins is pretty large when that happens, and so you're getting excited before the reels even stop.
You don't care about the
And
reels.
it's because you don't care about the reels. You see
Yeah.
a full card, and there's a lot of pattern potential matches in there, and that just builds excitement.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
builds another level of
those
excitement.
those reels are for entertainment purposes
yeah.
only.
Like-
They have nothing to do with what the payouts are or anything.
Yeah.
They just have a combination of the pattern, of what the payout is, as what
Right.
it's going to be, whether it be single bars, double bars, mixed bars, a cherry,
Right.
whatever that may be. I kind of think, maybe they had integrated that for people who don't understand the bingo game, that kind of give them a little something
Yeah.
to be able to look at as they're playing, so that they're not just looking at a bingo card and bingo numbers.
Yeah.
They just gave something else in there for them.
Well, I think it's because more people are, it's very simple to watch 3 reels spin
Yeah.
and patterns like cherries match. Or,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, that's something that we all kind of inherently understand whenever we sit down and play a slot machine. But listen, I've done probably 3 or 4 videos on the bingo card. We still
Yeah.
get confusion and questions.
Your
'cause
last video on
'cause-
it was a very good,
Oh, good.
intuitive video. That was
I try,
Yeah.
but it's still kind of hard to grasp.
It is,
And so
yeah.
I think the spinning reels, a lot of people just look at that and
Yeah.
treat it that way, which is fine. I mean,
Yeah.
we're just saying if you really want to add another level of excitement to playing those games, learn what's actually going
Yeah.
on in the
And
bingo card, because
go-
man, it's just
go to a quarter machine.
Yeah.
I mean, you can do it with a penny machine, but penny machines, you can hit big on them. As he said before, with the bingo based in those, there have been some people that hit some really big jackpots on them.
Yeah.
But in order for you to learn, go to a low denomination where you're only going to go to a quarter three reel,
Yeah, the most
3
simple,
credits.
basic, yeah.
It's
Simple.
75 cents max bet, and just go bet a quarter and just pay attention to that bingo
Yep.
card for a little while and
Yep.
and learn it. Go back to some of his videos that he does on there. I've got a couple on my channel as well
Yeah.
of my earlier videos where I kind of talk about the bingo card and the bingo numbers. I try to always make sure that I have those in there so that people can
It's
see.
hard sometimes, some of those machines.
They are. They
put them real small in the top corner, and you're like, I can't play this one.
Super small.
Yeah, they are.
And there's no, in these machines, except for the top payout, there's no advantage to betting max bet to over 1 credit. You're going to win based on your bet.
You're still in the same game
Right.
On that call box, no matter what bet amount you're betting, you're still in the same. Yeah,
so
or denomination. Yeah.
All denomination is doing is multiplying your win.
Yeah, it's all it is.
Yeah, it's all the same.
If you go to a dollar machine and you look at the pay table up there, if you look at their max payouts on that 3rd credit or 5th credit or 10th credit, whatever it may be, go to that denom of that, whether a 5 credit, go to a $5 machine and look at the 1 credit. It's going to be the exact same as that dollar machine because it's paid off of the bingo pattern.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Good
something
advice.
definitely is, I don't really have any advice for Joe and Tazzy.
No.
Except the only thing I can think of. I mean, you guys are doing everything right. Like, you are strict with your budget. You have a good understanding of this is entertainment, all that. You have a great target of what you want to do with the money. The only thing I can say is when you do come out of your comfort zone and go to Vegas, you're going to have to adapt to a new situation that you're not used to.
Well, as we said, we bought that cruise. We went on that cruise a couple of months ago, and we took some money to play in the casino. I'm going to be honest. I got caught up into some videos out there that say, hey, go on a cruise and win a free cruise by playing in the casino. I got caught up into that. I got caught up into it, guys. Don't do it.
Yeah.
He's getting the free cruise offers.
Yeah. And she wasn't even playing as much.
Playing as much.
And she gets I don't get crap. I'm like, wait a minute,
He's
guys.
like, I'm not getting anything from him.
Was she the one tipping everybody?
No. And
I barely played $200 in the casino.
I entered a blackjack tournament, placed 3rd in that one.
Well, there's your problem.
Yeah, and then
You won.
we both entered in a slot tournament, and I placed 2nd in that, but it was a winner take all, format.
Yeah.
But I spent over $500 in the casino that whole cruise, and I'm not getting nothing out of it. Like, what the heck? Come on,
They're probably thinking you're more likely to return on your own, whereas she's like,
she needs a little.
she wasn't gambling that much.
Yeah.
Maybe she's a little more to come back. Yeah.
I guess that could be my worst trip ever. Gambling would be the cruise ship a couple
pretty
months
bad.
ago.
Yeah.
They're pretty bad.
Luckily it was money that we could catch on fire, so to speak.
And
So
that's good.
it was money that we
And
were
you
not
paid for the
afraid to
cruise
lose.
off of winnings. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
It was a win-win all the way around.
It was. It was. But that was my bad beat, guys. That I lost my tail. I could have. I walked off that ship with my head between my legs. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing else to do. I mean, you can go to the casino when they're not in port.
Yeah.
And then otherwise on a cruise ship, I mean, you can relax. There's only so much laying by the pool you can do. There's only so much sleeping you can do.
Yeah.
And you're like, the casino's open.
Yep, that's
Just
it.
gonna head on over
And
there.
that we found ourselves doing that.
We did find ourselves doing
Yeah.
that. Like the buffet was always open.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
But so
Well, you eat 8
In
times a
order-
day.
Yeah.
we didn't eat 8 times a day.
Well, they want
We
you
didn't.
to.
Yeah, they
they-
want you to. We'd pass by there and just like, let's get a snack. I'm like,
No snack.
Just grab.
No
Walk by
snack.
the casino. She's like, let's go play a little bit.
Did you find yourself, no matter what floor you were on, no matter where you were going, did you always kind of pass through the casino almost by habit?
We'd walk through because you could walk down on one level and come out a different level.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
You could walk in like
it's
on
like
a
the
level
it's
and
like
then walk up the
everything just
stairs
goes
and-
right to the
Right
casino
they
in the middle.
strategically place that casino
it's
right in the center, where
Yeah.
it's right in the
Yeah.
You
The
have the
promenade.
promenade,
You have
and
to
then right
really-
You got to go
below
down
Fly.
the floors
Yeah.
and
To
go
walk
right through
around
the
it.
casino
Yeah,
and go back
you
up.
have
Yeah.
to do it.
There's a way around,
Yeah.
but generally it requires going outside
Yeah.
or going like 2 floors down to walk through and going up. And so if you don't know that path,
All
which
by design.
not many people do, that's
You-
what's going to trap you.
Yeah, it will, and it did. It did, guys. To be honest, I mean, we're not perfect,
I think I want to harp on that because I think it's really important.
Yeah.
A lot of the YouTube, influencers and people out there, they're very entertaining. Okay, they've got a lot of good content out there.
They do.
But
Yeah.
you got to understand that even the most disciplined, like yourselves, can fall into that trap. And we're all about reality here. Like that's what we're trying to put out in front of everybody is that the reality of gambling is not winning all the time. And it's not even that. It's losing sight of your budget and your discipline sometimes. It happens. Like the casino's designed for that to happen. So you can be very strong, and that's, again, why we're so critical to do those things that we're always talking about with hiding your money away and,
being strict with your budget.
being strict with your
The
budget.
envelopes.
Everything like that is so critical because, like you said, the pool, the machines, but also just the free play and the free rooms and all this stuff is enticing you to keep playing. And most people fall into that trap. Otherwise, they would never give out free play.
And I think
Like the reason they do it is because people are going to bring more money to play on top of it.
Yeah.
So
with us being as close as we are to the casinos, I think that's what draws us the biggest is the comps, the free play.
Yep.
The free food.
yeah, and they know that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's use your player's card.
Yeah,
Use your
player's card.
Always use your player's card. But
And a quick note, maybe we could get our production assistant, Jody, to bring us one of our envelopes.
There you go.
We'll see if we can
Jody.
arrange that.
Assistant?
Production assistant.
production assistant.
Assistant?
Well, we'll talk about
She
title
wants to be
later.
the producer. Wants to producer.
Their manager.
What?
That's it. This is a good job with
We're
these
not
labels,
giving
though.
her a cut of this stuff, are we?
No, just
She's
title.
not in the contract.
Just title.
Okay,
that's
that's
it.
good. All right.
Production manager, production director, production executive.
I'm not getting the pedicure.
He's getting the pedicure.
Couples massage too.
Uh-oh.
Couples massage.
That's
I don't know
double
if
or
that's gonna be-
nothing.
That's gonna be awkward. I don't know about that. So anyway, instead
Where the hell were we?
so right now, because we're still starting
Why'd you have
out,
to bring? Hold on, why'd you have to bring my wife into this?
'Cause we need the
And we were
envelope.
doing so well.
we need the envelope. Anyway, so instead of poker chips right now, we are doing our budget envelopes. So if you happen to see us, we've got these envelopes for you, and you can use these as we instruct. Putting your budget in there, either breaking up between session or day, whichever one. It is a great tool to use just to keep your money organized in one area. Because if you put it in your wallet and you have other money in your wallet, well, now that's all gambling
all
money.
jumbled.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly
It's
right.
all
Keep it
gambling money.
separated.
You know,
Yep.
it's the same thing. Of it, any money that's in your pocket, you're just going to gamble
Yep.
with.
That's
So this
it.
is a great thing to put it away from you, to put it safe. And if you don't happen to see us, just grab an envelope. Just use any envelope.
Yeah.
I mean, your bank will give
Go
you
into the
some.
bank. Yeah,
Dude.
these are actual bank envelopes. They fit bills perfectly. So.
There you go. Yeah,
use that.
do something that you can have control over. This is my play money. It goes in this pocket right here. My profits go in a different pocket, and my hand,
Which pocket is that?
it's
Just
a pocket. A pocket my hand doesn't go in very, very often.
Do you ever lose the money even though it's in that pocket?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So you put the money in there,
If-
and you know it's in there.
This money is
That's a
play
good
money.
idea.
This is
Okay.
the play money.
Okay.
So this is what is able to be burned.
I've had
Okay.
someone else
Gotcha.
take some money and put it in that pocket and then just go crazy. They
No,
couldn't find it.
no.
You know?
As soon as I go,
No.
my
What?
double, my
You gotta
double up
bring that
sessions.
up.
When y'all were hearing me saying double up, and I cashed out, go to the cash machine. The half of it goes back into this pocket. The other half goes into a pocket that my hand hardly ever goes.
That's good.
That's good.
It's a hand that I do not have muscle memory to. That very rarely do I ever put anything in that pocket. So I know that once I go into that pocket or put that money in that pocket, it's not in my mind that money's there, because that's a pocket that I very rarely ever use
in the
Yeah.
first
on a
place.
daily basis.
Yep.
So that's where my strength is, knowing that money is safe, because
That's smart.
I don't ever mess with that pocket.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
absolutely smart.
So it'd be like the same concept as the envelopes.
And I know a lot of you probably think, well, this is really silly. Like, really going to bring these?
I
Like,
do.
Listen, we do it. We have met several couples here who have done the same thing.
Yeah.
They either have this or they have the cash box and they're stuffing their winnings in there. And not one of them has had a bad story about
No.
doing this stuff.
No, find something that works for you.
Yeah.
We tried the cash box, the little gamble box before. It didn't work for us. It was,
Yeah.
something that just felt awkward being on our person.
Yeah.
So we don't do that. And I developed the
pocket
formula
system
that I
now.
have now.
That's great.
Because it's something that I'm comfortable. It's ergonomic for me,
Yeah.
and it's putting it somewhere where it's not a custom or muscle memory to me to go
Yeah.
into that pocket all the time.
And you've got the discipline, too, to know,
Yeah.
I don't go into this pocket.
yeah,
That kind of stuff.
yeah, that's it.
Lockbox is more for us that are need a little bit more help, because
Yeah.
you're not like, trying to get it
Yeah.
open and stuff like that.
Yeah, the
So-
lock, in my opinion, the lock box is the best method
Keeps away from
because
you.
you do not have access to that box, especially
Leave the key
leaving
at home.
the
Leave the
key at
key at
home.
home.
Yeah, give the key to a friend of somebody that you know is not going to be with you.
Yeah.
Where you have no accessibility to it whatsoever. That's going to be the best thing to use, but you're going to have to find a way for it to work for you. Ergonomically, it does not work for me, so that's the reason why I
That's
don't use
fine.
the box. Yeah,
That's fine. Everybody
had
has
a-
their
yeah.
own way.
I had
Yeah.
a good win earlier, and the first thing I asked Mark is,
Where's
hey,
an
I need an
envelope?
envelope
Yep, he
because
did.
I forgot to bring my profit envelope.
He did.
Yeah.
And that's where the money went.
Seal.
Yeah, and that's part of that discipline, being able to
Yep.
do that right then and there as soon as you
Get it out of
the-
your sight.
Yeah, as soon as you get it put in your hand, say, okay, where am I putting this money? Where am I?
Yep.
How can I secure this money?
Yep.
Your eyes were not on a machine.
Nope.
Your eyes were not on any person.
It's just-
it
yeah.
was
Get the money away
where
from
that
me.
money needed to go. It was where your eyes
Yeah.
and where your thought
Yeah.
process was, and that's where that strength and discipline comes in.
And it takes
being able to do that.
been years to get
Yeah.
there. It's not over an
No,
overnight
it's
journey.
not.
It doesn't.
No, it's not overnight.
It does not happen
See?
overnight.
Take baby
overnight.
steps.
I
Take
used to
baby steps.
gamble in my earlier days, and then I quit gambling for a long time. I don't know how much gambling she did way before our time. We've been together 25 years, so I don't know.
She can't go back to Atlantic City,
Yeah.
apparently. That's what I've heard.
Oh, wow.
So when we first started getting back into it, watching a bunch of YouTube videos to try to understand, when Brentley come out with Cowboy Slots, come across him, and then you joined up with him and stuff, starting to learn that side of it, of how the machines actually operate and stuff, helped us out quite a bit. And then it started thinking, okay, now we understand how the machines work and how we actually need to gamble. What can we do strategically with the finances to make this, work the way we want it
Yeah.
to, and have fun and not have, frustration in when we do have bad beats.
Yep.
So when we do lose, we have the understanding of why we lost. What did
Right,
what we
right.
done wrong? What type of machine we were playing that we lost on? What understanding what that machine does and how that machine plays is why we understand how we lost our money on it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I mean, take baby steps, like you said.
Yeah,
Like, Start
exactly.
with something simple.
yeah.
And then, move up from
Yeah,
there.
because in the beginning we
So-
were ruthless. We didn't care. We walked in.
Well,
there
Well,
were
most
there were
people-
times we walked in and 10 minutes later we're walking out and we lost
Yeah.
$300 to $500, and that's when I said, okay, we're going to step this down and
Yeah.
take just a little bit chump change. We call it chump change when we go. That's what we take on our budget.
I think it's great.
That's
Yeah.
good.
I think
Yep.
a lot of people fall into there's two types of people. There are people like you guys who are very disciplined and have gone through the path of understanding, and a lot of people who think, why do I need to go? It's all entertainment. I just go in there and push a button. Okay, the core of it, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
You're
it
just
is.
going in there and pushing the button. But there's so many things that, and we've talked about it throughout this entire interview, is there are things that we as human beings lose control of. And these are the things that you have personal control over. The
Yeah,
casino's not
absolutely.
looking out for you. Nobody's looking out for you
Yeah.
except for yourself. And again, we win more at slots than we realize.
We do,
But we just
Yeah.
don't leave with
Don't
that
leave
money.
with it.
We don't
Yeah.
leave with that
Play
money.
money.
We don't know
Yeah.
when to stop.
If you
because-
added up all of your little hits
Yeah.
along the way, think about how much money that was.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to my phone real quick. Put this into perspective. Winstar has a wonderful app that you can keep up with your win-loss
And he
statement.
was showing me, he was just like, look at that, look at that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's where I was this year. That's where I was last year. And it was really quite impressive. you
2021 was my best year here at Winstar. I won $44 in a year. My dollars in was $10,797. My dollars out was $9,124.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. It didn't switch over to the 2021. Sorry. My dollars in was $19,809.
Oh, wow.
My dollars out was $19,843. I won $44.
$44 exactly.
2022,
That's-
I lost $948.
So you see the change right there.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
year alone, I'm down $1,600 just here,
Yeah.
and that's not the money. I did not put $10,000 in the
Nope.
No,
machine.
no.
That's the churn.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you technically
Technically
did.
did.
Yeah, you technically
but not
did.
physically.
Physically, yes,
but
I
that's
did
how
not.
much coin
Yeah,
through you
yeah,
did. Yeah,
that's it.
Absolutely.
So you don't realize how much you actually
Yeah,
win in
you
these
put a
little
lot.
small hits
Yeah.
as it builds up. So yeah, that kind of puts it into perspective and kind of helps you maintain that discipline a little bit, because
Yeah.
when you can physically see that over the year accumulate, you're like, oh wow, I'm not realizing I've lost that much money. We've
Yeah.
never, physically putting that money in, like you're saying, we have not put that much money in.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, definitely
Yeah.
not.
But you win
So-
some, you put it back in. You win some, you put
And
it
if that churn keeps happening.
Yep,
And
it does.
mounts up.
It does.
It
So
does.
you guys have any questions for us? Like anything?
Actually, I do.
Okay.
Mentioning about the players' cards. Obviously, we're husband and wife.
Okay.
Is it better for us to play with each individual player's card, or should we choose one card between us, whether it be my player card or a player card in her name? Is it better to play under one card, or we each keep playing with our individual card?
That to me is what your goals are. If your goals are to get the maximum tier score and to have the maximum amount of comp offers and everything else, play on one card. It doesn't matter who it is. Pick who has the most points and play on that. That way you both are playing on, let's say you're both playing on Joe's card, you're both playing on Tazzy's card. You're only playing on one card and you're going to accumulate lots of points on that one account.
Sorry, one thing to be careful with though is that a lot of casinos, and I know Winstar is like this, you can't concurrently play with the same card on two machines.
Correct. So that's
So
really thing to watch out for.
some do have lockouts, basically, where this
Okay.
card is in use already
Yeah,
at another
yeah.
machine, another terminal.
Yeah.
So if that ever occurs when you're playing, know that you're not accumulating anything on that machine. So just be
very aware of that. But now also try to keep in mind that whoever the primary person you're playing on, that person has to be here every time you go on to use a comp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't have any of yours, and you don't have any of yours. They're groups. So if you're not here, you're playing on Tazzy's card, or you're here and you're playing on Tazzy's card, you can't get access to any of those.
Right.
You could put in the code and all that, but they get very testy about that really quick.
Okay.
And so that's sort of, you have to go analyze what your goals are. Where do you want to go? If it's max tier score, I would say play on the same card. If you're just wanting to have fun like you are,
Yeah.
especially if you're going to two different locations like you do with Choctaw and Winstar, I'd say maybe do Choctaw playing on one card,
Yeah.
and then when you come here, play on another card. So now you're earning both comps in one place and comps in another place, and you have them under two names.
Okay.
And so that's really just like figure out what your goals are.
Yeah.
Also, real important to read the rules in the player's card.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Make sure you understand every different
Every
Yeah.
rule.
property
Yeah.
is so
Yeah,
different.
what
Yeah.
they mean by it and
That's-
everything else.
That's kind of what I was wondering about on that, because yeah, comps are nice and everything. You know, the free play is what, really gets
Right.
us. If
Oh,
we got
sure.
the free play, we want to try to convert that as much as
Oh, yeah.
possible.
That's what it's there for, right?
Yeah,
At least
exactly.
for us, anyway.
Yeah, right. But we had people tell us, y'all just use one card, and that way you can get up in the tier statuses.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's so much,
Well, it
our
depends
goal
on, like,
with it
yeah, what
as much
you
of
you don't stay here because
Yeah.
you drive.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe free valet or something would be like he said, like what are your goals? Like
Yeah.
if you did combine and you want to move up to the next tier, what are you actually gaining personally by doing that at these two resorts?
Right.
If it's meaningless, then I wouldn't bother trying to combine. We actually talked to a couple that ran into us downstairs, and they said that they alternate every time they come to Winstar. They play on one person's card, and then the next time they come on the next person's card.
Yeah.
And every single time they come here, they get 2 comped rooms, like
That was
for the
genius.
first 2 nights, and then for the next 2 nights.
Yeah.
So they got a 4-night stay basically.
Right.
Because they're playing off of each other's card every single time, so they just keep flip flopping.
There you go.
So you could do something like that,
Yeah.
but you don't stay. So
That's kind of a hard thing, though, is what would be your interest in gaining more
maybe
tier
more
points?
free play.
More free
but
play.
Free play. Yeah.
I think, based on what I know, and I don't know the exact rules of Winstar or Choctaw Durant, but it's really not going to make a huge difference because it's all like the amount of free play you're given is in relation to how much coin in you're putting
Right.
in most cases. And so you're either going to get one card with 100 or 2 cards with 50 each.
Right.
And so it's a wash unless you wanted to keep it separate.
Right.
Because even if you combine cards, like I don't think Winstar does that, but a lot of other properties will let you
No,
combine
yeah.
as husband and wife or
The
whatever.
Chickasaw Nation, I have noticed that each casino has its own players club, and then like the Border Casino that's just right here down the road, they don't even have a players club at all.
No, they don't have anything. Yeah.
But all of the other Chickasaw casinos, which is under under Winstar.
Yeah.
Well, I was asking Dave earlier because I had noticed that the VGT machines, your point earnings is at a reduced point earning
very
rate
much so,
versus
yeah.
what it is at Choctaw,
Yeah.
any of the Choctaw
Yeah.
casinos.
Yeah.
So that's what I was kind of asking at too, is if it wasn't for the comps, just say like just the status, gain of it. So Choctaw would be better to play under one person's card alone to get those points.
Right,
because
right,
of
yeah.
You'd accelerate faster. Yeah.
Yeah, you accelerate faster. Yeah.
Than it would be for here. So
Yep. And that's
Yep.
all what your goals are. You guys kind of evaluate that and then figure out what card system, what player system benefits those goals the most.
But as far as
Mine is as far as like the hand pays and stuff.
Yeah,
it has to
the
be
record
an actual
keeping.
person that.
If you're together playing,
then it's okay.
then it's okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can say, I was the one that hit the button, I want to go.
Yeah.
I mean,
even
but-
though like if we were using my card and she hit a hand pay, and
Yeah.
the attendant comes and pulls the card out and he's looking at the card to get the
yeah, you
player's
could
card.
say, can you
Yeah.
put it under her name?
Yeah.
Listen, if you're together like that, it's fine. But what they don't want to do
Frowned upon.
is, it's frowned upon. But I mean, it can happen.
Yeah.
And you can just explain, I forgot I had my card in there. I
Yeah.
thought it was, they can switch it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all usually, it's depending on the casino too, but a lot of casinos, it's whoever pushed the button. It's not even the player's card. It's whoever pushed the button.
Right. And
And
then
so-
what about for record keeping, like your win-loss statements or
Well,
anything
that's where
like
That's
that?
going to get all
Yeah.
crazy.
Well,
That's kind of what I was thinking.
they could
Yeah.
correct the W2G hand pay in the system and move it over. But as for individual play, like you can't,
Yeah.
hey, I just put $300 through here and I was actually using, someone else's card. Can you switch it over? No, they won't.
No, they won't.
They
Yeah.
won't do that.
Yeah.
They won't do that.
So if people are out there doing it for, businesses purposes and want that record keeping, then you need to stay with your own.
Yeah, stay
Yeah.
with your own
Yeah.
card. Yeah,
Yep.
it's best.
That's what I was wondering about on that. That was my biggest question was, being a couple, could we use one person or is it, it just depends?
If you always go together,
Yeah.
always, then
We're never separate. So
yeah,
always
just
together.
use
Two
one.
peas in a pod.
use one.
Just use one.
And you could always try it out. You could
Yeah.
use one for
Yeah.
a while, see what changes.
See if your
Yeah.
comps change at all.
Do your comps change? Does your free play change?
Yeah.
And then you can always go back to using two. So I
Yeah.
mean, you have options there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank
Oh,
you so
you
much
bet.
for
Thank
guys
you
coming.
guys, man. We
Yeah.
greatly appreciate it.
Appreciate
yeah,
you guys
absolutely.
coming out. I mean,
Absolutely.
especially coming over here. Tazzy,
Yes.
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. It's really nice to meet you
Yeah,
guys.
it was. Yep. Been watching
cool.
you guys for a while, so
Oh, okay.
We got
Yeah.
more coming.
Yeah.
We do.
yeah.
I hope.
Yeah.
We got tons.
We got tons.
Guys, go back and watch some of their earlier videos on their individual channels as well and take their advice. That's what we did. We started doing it and put those rules into place and put those boundaries up and have fun with it, man. Roll with it. You'll enjoy it a lot better, trust me. You will. And you'll be more successful.
And we didn't pay him to say that either.
We didn't pay them to say that.
No, they ain't paying
but
you nothing.
We will put their link in the description
Yeah,
below.
absolutely.
So
Check
you guys
out
can check out their channel as
Yeah.
well.
Oh, guys, I appreciate that. No,
Yeah, no
we'll
problem.
do the same as well on ours. I'll
Excellent.
figure out how
Thank you
to do
guys
that.
so
So,
much. We
yeah.
appreciate you so much for
Yeah.
coming. This has been another great Gambler Audit.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for Tazzy and Joe for coming out.
Oh.
Thanks, Mark, for being here as well. Thank
Yeah.
you, Jody. See, we give recognition.
Executive
There we go.
producer.
Yeah.
Executive producer.
Thank you guys for what y'all do.
Yeah.
I mean,
we
if it
appreciate
wasn't
it
for
all.
you guys and starting it how y'all are doing it, people wouldn't understand. As a casual gambler, what it's like. So
We appreciate
yeah,
that.
that it really helps people learn and what they need to be.
That's
Being
what we're in
a
it for.
casual gambler.
That's what we're in it for.
Yeah, you got to know
Trying
what
to
you're
educate
doing.
people.
Yeah.
Now we got to wrap up, but there's two of them, so they could do the wrap up on their
Yeah,
own.
let's do that.
How about one who does one part, the other one does the other part?
No, we can do it.
Okay.
Ready?
Hey guys, gamble smart.
Gamble safe.
There we go.
All right.
guys.
Thank you guys. We'll
Thank
see you on
you.
the next video.
Perfect.